be answered, if you need something to be answered, just please raise your hand and then we will turn to you. So, Anastasiya, I give you the mic and let's start with this extraordinary session.
Thank you
and
so much. Yes.
Just a reminder, some of the codes that are there will be wrong in purpose. So just be careful, okay? Now, Anastasiya, on to you.
Thank you so much, Sonia. Thank you so much, PanAm Aquatics, for inviting me again. And it's a big pleasure to be here. And I'm sure we'll have fantastic session. And as Sonia just mentioned, it will be a practical session, so you will need to use the chat to answer the questions. What we're gonna do, you see presentation, you see video, you see a link, and then we will do a code with you. Some codes are to check if you detect mistake or no. And some of them are tricky videos, and we expect you might have questions, and that's why we are here today. So let me please start. Okay, what I'm going to do. Okay, so first I would like to thank the fantastic team who stand behind the acrobatic catalog: Lisa, Rose, Luciana, Cara, Jessica, Aldo, a little bit me, and of course Svetlana. Those amazing people did a huge work, and without them we would never have these rules and updated new catalog. And from the feedback we heard from the whole world, this new version of the catalog is way more user-friendly. People love it. And it would never happen without your feedback. So thank you so much, everyone who asks questions, who provide your ideas. This is how we all as a big family can move forward. So thank you so much. Let's keep going that way in the future. Okay. Yes, as we mentioned, participation in the chat. So what we're gonna do, I show you video on the screen. We are aware it may be a little bit blurry. That's why we have a link in the chat. So I'm going to send you the link in the chat. I try to, oh, it's okay, it happens. I try to open it again so we don't jump back and forth. 1 second, oh, ready. Yeah, so I'm going to copy paste the link for you. You can watch it by yourself, and together we will create a code for it. So I'm going to turn it on and we watch together. Okay. So what we see here, first thing you identify in your code. Someone using my screen again. I can see my mouse. What? Give me a second. Oh. Let me try again. When I try to put it on the screen, it just disappears. Okay. Can you see my screen, Sonia? Okay, thank you. Sorry. So first, what we do when we write a code? First, we need to identify the main group of the acrobatic movement. So in our case, this would be jump, right? The future swimmer become airborne. So yes, we choose group A from word airborne. Then what next we see? We open our quick reference sheet or catalog in group A. Now we stay, remember, in our box. Everything we go declaring step by step using everything from A group. So in our case, the next part of the code will be construction. What type of construction do we have? We can see that the construction is jump from square or so-called basket. Then Second component would be the direction of the jump. In our case, we see that she's jumping, she don't see where she jumped. She jumps backward. Okay, then we look what kind of position she has. If I go, I do it in slow motion for you. If we look from beginning to the end, after she make a takeoff, she remain in line position. And then the last component we have in this code is what kind and the amount of rotations in the air the future swimmer performs. So she starts head up, feet down. She made a turn in the air and enters feet first. So this would be one somersault. And remember, if she keep the body straight, it will be straight body somersault. In this acro, I will show you the code on the next page. I calculate 1.5 twist around self. So remember, we can have somersault and twist in the same time. It is so called to access somersaults. So first you always calculate how many somersaults you have, and only then you calculate how many twists, how many times you turn around self. So in our case, it would be half, 1.5. Well, it's very risky to declare 2. So the code will look like this. Group A, jump from square, back, line, straight body somersault, 1, and T is for twist, 1.5. This is how your code should look like. Okay. Let's go to one thing we have to remember. Remember the allowances for the twists and somersault in group A. Why we didn't declare 2? Because twists, all including bonuses, we calculate until the waist level of the future swimmer, not lower ribs anymore, no, until waist. And remember, we can over-rotate the twists and somersaults. So it's safer for you as a coach to declare what for sure your swimmers will do and better a little bit over-rotate than declare something what your swimmers can do and get a base mark. Remember, technical controllers now will have slow motion, so it will be very, very precise technical controlling. So be very, very careful with twists and somersaults. Okay, let's move. If you have any question, please write in the chat. Okay, and we move to second video. Again, I'm going to send it to chat first. Set. Let's watch the second video. Okay. So while you're watching, I will continue speaking because we have plenty of videos. What group it is? This main group is group C. This acro is still the same as before. Yes, yes. This acro is as before in group C. And this is very special acrobatic, very risky. So if the coaches are also here, please be very careful. Make sure your swimmers are ready to perform this acro. So first, what we need to do is we declare the group, we know it's group C, we open our quick reference sheet in the part for group C, and we follow the order. First, what is the type of the construction? In our case, it will be THR plus THR. And you can see this picture in your quick reference sheet or in catalog. There are examples of the construction. So one more thing, it doesn't matter anymore for the jump from where they jump, from feet or from head up. Before there was difference, not anymore. Now it's unified in the same code. Okay, then we look at the type of the direction, what kind of direction we have. In this acro, it will be blind. Why? Because no connection between future swimmer and main construction before jump. So we have two future swimmer in this acrobatic movement. So there is connection between two future swimmers, but not to the construction. What it means? You have first future swimmer, second future swimmer. If this swimmer would not jump and remain standing as stuck, and they would be connected, then you should declare back. And this is very special acro, and you saw example of declaration of this in our first presentation in Lima. Okay, and I put it on a slide by purpose to remind you that in this acro, we can use blind direction. What else to remember? Why we declare only one's line as position? Why? Remember the rule that when acrobatic movement shows two future swimmers with the same position shown at the same time, you have to declare only one position, due to the rule saying that position 2 must be different than position 1. Example below, both future swimmer perform cobra. Right? The coach declares cobra only once. We have example in the catalog. In our case, it is a jump, and they do the same. They both show the same position. So if your future swimmer two of them do the same position, you declare only once, in position 1, square. And of course, we have in this acro the bonus for connection, because you have connection of two future swimmers. So this is how the code will look like. And some people ask me why you have C in the beginning, why the codes are different between group A and C for the rotation in the air. This is done because they have different values. So for group C, in front of rotation in the air, you will always have letter C in the beginning. And because the second featured swimmer did the straight body somersault, we have SS, 1, straight body somersault, 1. Okay. Very important thing from the catalog, many people go through it and don't read. For THR plus THR construction, coach declares only one type of rotation in the air of the second featured swimmer, not the one that appears from underwater first and leads the jump. TC, look at the one who is finishing the jump, right? So for us, the TC will not look at this person because it's usually dive. We, as technical controllers, look at this second person if he or she accomplish the somersault. And my favorite question is, okay, are you sure she finished the somersault? Yes. She enters the safe zone. She enters 90 degrees safe zone. So again, thank God, thanks to World Aquatics, now we have slow motion. And it's more clear when they enter the safe zone. So hopefully we will have less base mark, because when it's jump, it's very hard to catch the water entrance. Okay, let's move a little bit here. And now I'm sending you the link for the video. Okay. Oh, I need to send to everyone. Okay. I hope you can see the link. And before we move somewhere forward, please write in the chat what main group you think it is. Okay? It will be, we will give you like 1 minute. You need to write only one letter, C, P, B, or A. Which main group you think it is? Okay, let's look in the chat. Super. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. Great. And before we go to the codification, remember, very important thing. Pike somersault without changing the body position through the rotation. We count somersaults in a pike position the same way that the diving does. The first 180-degree movement of the legs after takeoff is considered as the first half of the rotation, and then count from there. So after takeoff, the legs go in pike. This would be your first half. Then turn, this would be your one. Then another, and then another. So when it's from beginning to the end somersault in pike, it has its own special kind of counting the somersault. Be careful, because now the rules require to use different positions in group A. So one of the reasons this video was chosen is to remind you that there's a special kind of counting the somersault, and we expect something like that to happen on the competitions. Okay. So the code for this acro will be group A, jump from square, backwards, pike, and S2, somersault. Let's back and very fast double check if everything there. Okay, jump from square, she jumps backward, pike. This is already almost one somersault, almost 1.5. And she enters feet first, and we as technical controllers can clearly see the entrance and that she finished the somersault. So this is a great example of the pike somersault. Okay. Good. So before we go to next one, please remember the previous lecture, okay? When we spoke about base marks, about the cones, about the arms, about everything, this will be group B, okay, balance. I'm sending you the link to everyone. And again, please remember, some videos were chosen by chosen by purpose, and some of them like were before the new rules and before the new code. So yes. Okay. When you watch the video, please write in the chat if it's, in your opinion, would it be a base mark or no, even without watching on the code. You have 1 minute. I was on mute. Okay. Yes, people keep writing. Great. Okay. Yes, so you are correct. This would be the base mark. One of the reasons is not just the cone, but also remember what we choose for this one. Every handstand type of connection, palms, one palm, etc., must be performed with a straight arms from beginning to the end, submergence of the future swimmer. Okay? So the problem is not just the cone, but also this one. And the code for this kind of acro would be balance, stuck, right? One palm type of connection, bamboo, and all. So as controllers, even without watching the code, it will be a base mark. But of course, technical controllers will watch the code. So, and remember, please, the rules about repetitions. Okay? If you have your second time group balance, make sure your construction and type of connection do not repeat. This is what we are facing very often right now, that people sometimes forgot that there is a rule of repetition. Yep. Okay. There is a question in the chat, can two support app be claimed with a disconnect? I will answer this question later, okay, in the end. Good. Let's move to another video. I'll try to go a little bit higher so you don't see the correct answer. Okay, let me share the video with you. And you already have code. So now I will give you 2 minutes, a little bit more time, so you can check. And please watch the video. And what do you think? Would it be a base mark or no? And if you think it's a base mark, very shortly, you can write down why. Okay, let's watch. Okay, you have around 2 minutes. I will take the phone to chrono. We start getting answers in the chat. Okay, 2 minutes pass. So yes, you are completely right. The first thing that we see, even without opening the catalog, right, or the quick reference sheet, you can't repeat the same position twice, right? Now, small change. What if it would be like this? If you would have only vertical split as position 1, do you think it will be a base mark? You can watch videos as many times as you want. One minute starts. Okay, you can start if you think it's a base mark after I changed the code a little bit. If you think it's a base mark, please write it down. If no, you can just write no. It would be nice if you can add, if you think it's a base mark, why? What do you catch there? Okay, the chat is very quiet. Let's move then. Um, so the problem is not in that second position is missing. Remember, in our acrobatics right now, we have a thing called minimum declaration. So in platforms, you always must declare construction, type of connection, and position 1. If, for example, the coach is not sure that the swimmer can perform position 2, they can just keep it. But the minimum declaration is always there. So in fact, for the positions, they didn't do anything wrong, but there is very important rule about declaration of the first type of connection and first position. Sometimes in group B and P, we have the rise in the standing position. And there is exception when future swimmer can stand up on 2 legs and then move on 1. So it's fine as long as this transition happens quite fast, right? And the future swimmer do not hold the stand position too long. And what do we have when we say too long? 2 seconds and more, it will be a base mark. So me as controller, I saw the stand, right? She stands and the chrono already starting, right? Because I see that she declare or her coach declare as first position, vertical split, standing on one leg position. You see she stands up on 2. Okay, maybe now she will go on 1, no problem. But I see that the half of rotation almost done. Okay, the quarter. Okay, let's don't be so precise. The quarter of rotation is done and she only now raised the leg. And I'm like, oh, that's strange because she needs to get to vertical split way faster. So what I'm doing as technical controller, I get the video and with a stopwatch, I see how long she stand in 2 positions. In position on 2 legs, right? So if it will be more than 2 seconds, or like, obviously, when I chrono this position, she got 3 plus. So it's obviously something that made me, oh, it was too long, so it will be a base mark. And one of the questions we always receive, are controllers like doing chrono for all the positions? No, only if we have this rise rule and we see that it's too long. In the case, yes, I see question. No, Sophia, it will not be a base mark. If she would declare stand as position 1, then it would be okay. It would be fine. So if I would be the coach, I would declare, answering your question, it's on the next slide. Answering your question, if I would be the coach, I would declare this acro that way. Platform to support, stand 2 feet on straight body, like on ballet legs, whatever, on B area of support, F2A. Standing, then second position, vertical split. I would declare also half of the rotation. Yes, half. And bonus for position 3. And the bonus for 1 somersault and half twist ending when she enters the water. So this would be a safe code for that video. Okay. Yes, I see that I answered your question. Perfect. Okay, let's move. There are plenty. Let me send you the video in chat. I take my chrono. Okay, and I'm showing you the video. So first, this would be group B balance. Remember, he or she, future swimmer, remains on support from beginning to the end. No more stuck with crashing, no more lift with crashing, no. You need to be in group balance. It's something new, and I highlighted it on the previous session. It's a special thing for group B, remain on support from beginning to the end. Of course, we understand there might be execution mistakes, right? Like the false, partial fails, etc. But the idea of the acro from group B should not be any jump or through something, not to confuse technical controller with the main group and is it group C, A, whatever. So this was done by purpose. Okay. So what we have here, first, remember we choose with you which main group it is, group balance. Our next, what we declare is what kind of connection we have. Shoulders, so it's stuck head down. Then shoulders on feet. Then position 1 would be bamboo. Second one would be all, and another bamboo as position 3. Remember, position 3 can be the same as position 2 or 1. They can even go, position 3 can be even the same as the position 2, like following the same order. So this is how the code would look like. Stuck head down, shoulders on feet, bamboo, all, position 3. Perfect. Okay, this one was easy. Then I'll give you, this is the, you have the code. You will have 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes to review because it's not easy one. So please look at the video and write in the chat if you think it's a base mark or no. The video is there and we are watching together. Okay, time starts. Okay. Okay, the time almost finished and you doing great. Like you see obvious thing even without looking in the catalog. Good job. Or even if you watch, great. Again, the acro was chosen by purpose. Okay, you're correct. So why there is a base mark? Something that we see as controllers before going on the chair. Of course, we like receive the fresh coach cards and you're like, aha, there will be a jump. We circle it. So we prepare our brain to look that in the beginning they're not connected. And when the connection is happening, we are not looking for a climb, right? So you write down in chat, I see there are more answers coming, but you did great. So this definitely is not what we have in the rule about jumping onto, okay? So this why it would be a base mark. Like the main reason, I would say one of the reasons why base mark. Something obvious. And here you can see even the picture that we have in the catalog. Example of climbing, not a jump. So remember, when the jump is declared in Group C, make sure that the future swimmer does not perform it as climbing on. Technical controllers must see a jump onto the second formation. What is important? This is new. Again, reminder. Shoulders and upper chest of the jumping future swimmer must pass the horizontal invisible line that is on the same level with the feet of the second formation's future swimmer, and only then connect. And yes, it is possible to do. We saw many examples that people can do it, and it's absolutely possible. So yes, it would be fine. Here, how the code should look like. Jump on stack head down, forwards, bamboo, second position split, and also the rotation of the stack. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's move to another one because I think I will come back to this one. I have another question for you for after the break. So next one, please review the video and tell me if it would be the base mark or no, without checking the code. What do you think? Would it be a base mark or no? We don't need to put the timer. It will be very fast. It will be around 30 seconds for you to see, is it a base mark or no? If you think for this video it's a base mark, then please write it down in the chat, or if you think no, then write down no. Yes, it is a base mark. Yes, it is a base mark. One of the reasons why is because of the fall. Remember now, we have the rule of cone. Remember, in Group C, in Group B, when there is a balance in handstand on both or one arm, the future swimmer needs to be aligned with the support swimmer on vertical axis until submergence, with an allowance of 45 degrees from vertical axis. And we know that invisible axis is invisible vertical line that runs through the middle of the bodies of the support and future swimmer. So this is what we are looking for in the acrobatic movement. The 45-degree cone has a start point at the water surface from the support swimmer, and also while the construction is turning. What we are facing right now, that many coaches declare this difficult acros, yes, they work on jump, it works, but while rotating, there is a fall. So now we are looking not only for a high difficulty, but that this high difficulty is performed and executed well. Because what's the point to declare something super well and fall everything, right? So now, please be very careful with turning too. Make sure your future swimmer remains on the support swimmer. Even written, the future swimmer must always remain on the support. Note this rule regarding handstand also applies for Group C bonuses jump and on one foot. So if she or he on top remains in the cone, it's okay. And if support is there, everything fine. But if there is fall, obvious falling, then sorry, it will be a base mark when you're out of cone. Okay, good. Do we have before we move, because we have difficult across forward, any questions? Please, if you have any questions, please write them in the chat, because I saw there was about two support question, and I think I already answered it. That no, when you have two support head up, they must remain on it. We remove with fantastic team this by purpose from the catalog, not to confuse technical controllers what kind of acro it is. So please, you have the time starts. You have like 1 minute to write down questions if you have for the moment. Can I ask a question about group P? Hi, Claudia. Yes, of course you can. Yeah. Please ask a question. That's why we are here. I hope we will be able to answer it. If no, then I will go back to the acro group and we will return to you with answer. Oh, the porpoise. Okay. We have one acro with porpoise, and yes, it was in one of the Q&A files. And after the break, I will show you that amazing document, and we'll go again through that part. I think porpoise wins a nomination of the the part of acro that people wants to know more, like always, like ask questions, but it's okay. It's better ask, we clarify, than it will be misunderstanding or another gray zone. So again, thank you for asking all the questions. But I will open on the screen Q&A or even the catalog so we can go through it. Okay, so
we will have a 10-minute break. If for all of you it's 10 till something, for me it's 10 till 5, for someone else it's 10 till 8, 10 till 9. So we will be here in 9 minutes, 10 minutes, okay?
thank you. See you.
Okay, our 10 minutes just passed by. They flew, but now we resume our class. Okay, I think there are some questions, Anastasia, that people were just sending me, but I'd eager them to put them in the chat. Okay?
Okay, sure. Yeah, sure. Please write them in the chat because I see one question about repetitions. Remember, in the rules, we have very good specification and some examples of what we can't repeat in that or another group. So in group A, you cannot repeat position 1 and position 2. So if in your, what it means, if you have in your routine 2 acrobatics of group A, if you did, for example, pike in this one, you can't repeat it here, only if it's position 3, because we don't know as controllers what you declare as position 3. If it's group balance, you can't repeat the same construction and type of connection. For example, what I saw a few days ago in one of the coach cards, the coach declared stuck in one acro and connection was 1 foot on 1 palm. And then in the end of routine, it was another stuck, but 1 palm, 1 palm. So you can do that. Yes, the types of connections are different, but the construction is the same. So no, you can't do that. So make sure if you repeat your group B again, remember you can repeat the same main group only twice in routine, in one routine. You can't do any more 3 platforms or 3 stacks. No, maximum 2 of each main group. And remember, in acrobatic routine, 1 must be there from each group, always, but not more than 2 of each groups. And if we speak about group combined, group C, it's very easy. You can't repeat the same construction, which is great. And if we speak about the platforms, you can't repeat the same. It's a little bit more difficult. The same construction, type of connection, and position 1, position 2. And coming back to our presentation number 1, which was some time ago, if you did, for example, bamboo as position 1 or position 2 in group balance, you can do it in platform. So you are limited only about the special group. Like if we speak about group B, you can't repeat this. For example, I think I give you not the best example. Imagine in group A, I will give you another example, more clear one. Imagine you declare in group A tuck. You still can do tuck in the main group combined. So if there are limitation or something specified on what you can't repeat, it is about this specific group. I think I answered the question from the chat. Wow, there are plenty. I think there is the question from Ophelia, but I can't.
I can translate that for you.
Oh, please, please.
Okay, so she says, is it possible to use the bonus in position 3 and just declare one position, even though I did 2 positions more, but I don't want to declare a second position for not exceeding the limit allowed.
You mean the coach? Okay, let me think. So the coach asking if she declared position 1, then she skipped position 2 and then declared position 3?
I think that's the one thing that she's asking. So she doesn't want to declare one position because she just wants to use the bonus for position 3.
But you can skip the parts of acro. Like you can't have the third position and then like without position 2.
Okay.
That's very, but like I'm thinking about the code. I don't think you can. Like how we know. That's very good
Um,
question. You know, Sonia, what we can do?
uh-huh.
Um, I can ask this question and then we can write an email and get back to Ophelia or
Okay.
to
Okay.
everyone.
Okay.
Because it's not like you can skip positions. That's what I remember we have in the rules. Let me get to the end of the presentation and then I will open catalog so we all can
Okay.
go through the rules. I think it will be the best, not to go, from the head. And I don't want to invent any rules because
Mm-hmm.
I already got one story. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay, there is question. Oh, Chris asking if this code possible for the acro. Okay. Group C to support plus is closed but requires spotter in addition to the 2 mini stacks. Is there something you can declare if you don't have the spotter? I want to see this acro. Like, do we have time to review the question right now, or you want me to do it in the end?
I think probably we left it at the end if we have time, and then if so you can send an email. We can send an email for him. So
Yeah.
he yep. So we don't waste a little time.
Yeah, let's don't waste the time. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go through. I agree. Let's go as planned. And then in the end, I'm pretty sure we have time. So we can review the video from the drive you sent me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And we will go to that question about position 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and see
Yes.
what we have in the rules. Okay, so I have to keep it in my head. Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, I'm sending you video in the chat. Okay, let's watch. Okay, I will turn on the sound. Let's watch the video and let's try to do the code together. I'm pretty sure on the video that I tried to show you, it's very blurry, but okay, we go. Okay, this is easy. Group A, the direction is jumping backwards. And then position 1 would be tuck, position 2 will be line. But I will chrono the time, and before I show you the code, how it should be, let's give you like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Please write down what do you think the proper code for number and type of rotation in the air is. What do you think would be the proper final part of the code for this acro? So your time starts. And if you figure out what should be the proper type of rotation, please write it down in the chat. Yeah, I see people start answering in the chat. And we have the answer for the position 3. I understand where the question is coming from. And I have the Q&A file open, so I will get back to this in the end. I found the answer for this question because we got this question before about minimum request. So there is a conflict between what you must declare and the order, like minimum declaration. So I will show this question from Q&A file again on the screen in the end after everything. Okay, let me see how much time left for you. Okay, I think I will open the screen and I will help you a little bit. You all were super close. You all were super close. Let me scroll down. No, you don't want me to scroll. Okay, I will try again. I tried to share the screen, but it's freezing. Why it pushed me back? Okay, never mind. So remember some important rule that you have to differentiate the direction of the jump and where actual somersaulting is happening. So here it is. First, what you need to remember. In two-axis rotation in the air, when acrobatic movement includes somersault and twist, the twist, the turnaround self, can happen at any time in the acrobatic movement. For example, after completing somersault or while rotating in the air or while taking off, etc. Remember, for head-up jumps, you must choose the direction the future swimmer demonstrates during the takeoff.
El tuyo es blanco, ¿no? Como blanco perro.
Can somebody mute, please?
People,
Thank you.
can you turn off your microphones, please? Thank you.
Yes, so remember you choose the direction during the takeoff phase at the beginning of the acrobatic movement, and then differentiate. When forwards is beside the degree of rotation, it means the direction in which actual somersault in the air is happening. So if you have just acro and you don't have the code, but you see that the somersault, okay, she jumped backwards, then she turns half in the air, and the actual somersaulting start happening forward, then you have to indicate near in the end of your code, you need to indicate letter F, meaning that this happens forwards. So you were all very close and almost correct. So in the beginning, we write S2, right? Somersault is always in the beginning. Then you write T that indicates the twist. And then you write where the actual somersaulting is happening. And then you indicate open. So the proper code for this acro would be jump from square, backwards. Position 1 would be tuck. Remember, the first position after the takeoff. Then line, then as I already mentioned, 2 somersaults, twist, forwards, and open. So be very, very careful. It's something new. And you have to be careful in differentiating where the jump, the direction, and what's happening with your somersault, like where, because you might jump backward and then turn 90 degrees and do the side somersault, like cartwheel. Or you can jump reverse, right? But like I can't imagine reverse with turning forward, but you know, so be careful and make sure you understand this part. Any question on this one, on this acro? Yes, it's not, yes, I agree with you, it's not easy acro, but it's very good example of differentiating parts. Okay, I will stop your chrono. I'm going to send you the link. And also you will have again time to review it around 2 minutes, maybe 2.5. And tell me if there is or there are or base marks, and there are no base marks. Everything is perfect. This is your code, and your time starts. All right, 20 seconds left. I'm sorry for limiting your time. I know it's a little bit pressuring when you have like, oh my God, 20 seconds left, 10 seconds left, but we need to move because there are interesting across and we still want to answer the questions because I'm sure there are some. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, you did perfect job. Yes, you are correct. There is no opening to line. And base mark don't have the first position. Yes, 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 yes. First, how the minimum declaration is not there, so it should be this way, right? And it's the like basically it's the same macro, it's just different way of performing it. Okay, so you're completely correct. There was no opening. Like this is not line position. I took a screenshot from the previous one. So remember, when open is beside the degree of rotation, it means, for example, in our case, 720 plus open. You have to see 1.5 in position plus half to open to line. To highlight. To qualify for open, the line position must be declared as position 2 or to be performed as the position 3 bonus, and it must be performed by the knees or waist, head down. Okay, so be very, very careful about this one. One of the questions from the past sessions, can we declare open but don't declare line because we're not sure she will complete it? No, you can't. If you declare open, please, the line must be there. And it's written in the rules, it's not something we take from the head. So be very careful. Or if you're not sure they will perform the open, just don't declare the open in your acro. What you can do, I know the coaches love to say, okay, but what we can do if we are not sure? then you can do just like this without open, right? And just don't do this. This is how I would do this acro. Maybe there can be like something like second position, but this would be the safe way. Somersault 2 plus twist, forwards is still there, tuck is there. Just if you're not sure she will open, just don't declare opening and line because it will be very risky in this case. Okay, good. Let's move. Next one will be very interesting. Okay, this one will be like, I'll give you more time because it's hard. Like this one is hard, but it's very interesting to play a little bit with the catalog and quick reference sheet. So I just sent you in the chat the link to Vimeo. So please review the video and try to build a code. What do you think it is? Okay, and your time starts. Let's give you 3 minutes. If you have quick reference sheet, it will be faster. Like 3 minutes, maybe a little bit more for this acro. If you need more time, please tell me. It's okay. Like if you need like 4 minutes, let me know. Let's watch. From underwater. They rise up from underwater. I will help you a little bit. Is group balance. Don't look right now for a base mark. Try to code this acro. Try to code this acro. I would even say concentrate more on the like main part of the acro, like not even the ending. The goal right now, not the base mark. The goal right now is the declaration. Like if you're a coach, how you would declare this acro? Okay, so 4 minutes passed. Let's. Oh, I see people start writing. Okay, I will get back before. Okay, I will read the answers before I go to next slide. Lift on heads. Can be, okay. Hold. Split stand, okay. You know, very, very interesting. Like, I see that you have most of the problems with positions, what to declare as position 1 and position 2. Actually, Chris, I agree with you, this also can be. She's quite piked, so it can be that what you write too. It's not a mistake what you write. Okay, let's move. So the way I declared it is like this. Group B, lift on heads, and which is very interesting. Then I did monkey. Like I was trying to find something as close as possible what we have. So I put monkey as this one. But Chris mentioned it can be a shrimp. I think it can be a shrimp. Yes, I agree with you because we have it like standing, very piking. Why I didn't put shrimp? In my sense, she wasn't so super close that I would declare shrimp. That's why I decided to be as coach more like safe and declare something, you know, cheaper, just in case something happened on competition. Then split as position 2. Obviously, there are more than like there's third, fourth position, so there are more. So we have bonus for third position, and in the acro there's a special one, actually quite expensive bonus. Moving base lift. Base swimmers move backwards and then return, or moving base lift, base swimmers pass through each other under future swimmer. So in this acro, you would have this bonus. And let me see in the chat, yes, position 3. Stand up. Why? Okay, I understand why you did stand up and hold. Move correct. And if you give me 1 second, I will open a file and show you something. Okay, let's go. Group balance. So what we have in hold. 3 seconds and more. Time starts when future swimmer achieves maximum height and ends when the future swimmer starts submerging. When you have rotation of the construction or bonus for a moving base lift, you can declare hold bonus unless, okay, separately. So you complete hold and then do a rotation or move. Can be the same time with move or moon. So the hold, I think, also can work here. It's okay. The stand-up position, I wouldn't be so sure because it's from head down position. If I declare monkey, if I go up in positions, sit, lay, or stand. So monkey is not position that lives in apartment, we call them apartment, of head down position. So I would go to positions that are head down, family, head down, bamboo, or whatever, or something that is like this. For me, this one would be head down. Monkey would not be head down, like maybe this one. But the way we have it, no. So be careful. So it's like, I would call it like a gray zone. So stand, I wouldn't put in this acro. Like it's, you know, not so sure about that bonus. I think we can clarify it in the future. So for now, I would declare it the way I just showed you. Okay, the presentation disappeared. All good. Okay, let's see. Here we are. Okay. So this, I would say this one, I'm sure like in this code. If I'm not sure in something like, oh, how it can be, interpreted by TC, if it's not written clearly, I wouldn't risk to put it in the acro. Okay, but the hardest part, like this one is the hardest, you did great. And you detect this one. So perfect. Good, good. Okay, let's move. So we still have time to do the questions and answers. I'm sending you the link. And you please write down in the chat the code for this acro. Okay, your time starts. I can help you just a little bit. This is group combined. Then we have this and this. Something happening in the air. Something special for group C. Remember, we have a special rule for positioning in group C. For some type of constructions, if there are two featured swimmers, position 1 indicates the position of the first featured swimmer who does balance, for example. And position 2 indicates the position of the second featured swimmer who usually flies, so group A is used. All other positions of either featured swimmer must be indicated in the bonus for third position. So I'm helping you a little bit. Remember, we don't care if there's push by feet or from shoulders here or small basket. Okay, you have 30 seconds. I will try to make it also full screen so you can see it. There's something important in the acro. Something important in construction that you as coach need to reflect in your code. And remember, in group C combined, you have also minimum declaration of what you have to declare: construction, direction, and position 1. Remember, we don't have type of connection in group C. Okay. Okay, 10 seconds, and I will show you the correct code. Yeah, you can start sending. I will wait now for your answers before going on another slide. Because that's the whole point, to see how you see it if you practice, how it feels. Okay. Okay, Sonia, I think I will move, so we have time for other acros too.
Yes, we still have 20 more minutes.
Oh, okay, I will hurry up. Sorry. All good, okay. So this would be how I would declare this. So group C, you were correct. Lift on heads. That's why I make it bigger, because I know the video is quite small, but lift on heads, right? So fly above, lift on heads from any kind of throw. Remember the direction blind. We got no connection of the flyer and lift. I don't know, like in this version of the acro, I think it's impossible to connect. So we have blind, and it's very risky. Please, if you have young swimmers, be very careful when you work on blind. Please, please, please remember. Then first position would be willow. Before it was bridge, now they all together in willow. And even though the second future swimmer flyer did the line as position 1 anyway, remember this rule. You write this line as second position. And yes, you were correct. Group C, straight body somersault, 1. And I wrote 1 twist. But if I would be technical controlling and I would do the slow-mo, maybe, like we can say 1.5. But again, I declared the safe version. Like that, for example, my swimmers, if it would be my swimmers, for sure would perform. But if you can calculate and there's 1.5, make sure they accomplish it inside allowance, everything okay, maybe there's also, you can do more. But again, I wrote the safe version that for sure is there, even if you don't have the slow motion. Okay, let's go to next one. I will not torture you with this one. It's quite clear one. So here is the link for the video, and I do 1 minute, so we still can watch everything. Okay. Okay. Right now, concentrate not on, like in this video, do not care on the base marks if they are there or no. Just think about, if you're the coach, how you would declare this acro. Imagine it was performed like super mega fantastic, how you would declare it. Okay, let's look again. All right. So if you're ready, please write the code in the chat. You can start writing the codes. It's time. You can start writing the codes in the chat, please. Like if you need 1 more minute, you can have it. Okay. Remember okay, I see your answers in the chat. So first, yes, you're right. It's jump from shoulders. It's jump from shoulders. Yes, you all are correct. In the bonus, it's double acro, one somersault. Okay, can work here. Direction backward. Yes, only one thing about positioning. Some of you, like those who wrote pike is correct. Some of you didn't write the pike. Remember the takeoff. Okay, this is still takeoff. We do not consider takeoff as position 1. So this was the takeoff, pa pa pam, and the legs go to the chest in pike. So the pike would be your position 1. And the second one would be, I would still declare the J because they try to arch. So I would be more to the J position. And remember, in the new rules, this is how I would declare it. Jump from shoulders, backward, pike J, somersault 1, and double. Please remember, make sure you use the new catalog. We don't have any more in the rules big S or small s. Again, it was removed not to confuse the controllers or coaches, not to get a base mark, just because the S is small or big or small. So please be careful in your declaration. If you use the automatic declaration system like ISS, it's perfect. You have even pictures there. But if you do by hand, please I know some federations still declare by hand, like it's okay. Please be very careful in your declaration. Like it should be fine. I think we minimize the chances to get the base mark just because you did B or S or something. But there are some codes, please be careful. But in somersault, like it's different now. All right. And I wanted to show you something about this acro, about somersault or dive. Like if I would be the coach, I would look very, very much, and actually some of my swimmers, we do also JS position too. So make sure, technical controller tip, like pay attention to this one. When we speak about rotations in the air, about allowance and how to see future swimmer past the borderline and enters the safe zone, we look at part from shoulders to knees to enter the safe zone, like right if they accomplish the somersault. So if it would be just a smack on the belly, definitely in jape, for example, definitely it would not be one somersault. Like you can declare dive. So be careful when you do positions like kite or J. Make sure the technical controllers see the finishing action like going inside. So be careful with that. And I would say, okay, there's question from Laura. Sonia, can you please have a look? Maybe it's about.
Yeah, she was asking about the declaration. If you can put the same declaration, the last declaration from the construction, the last video.
Yes.
Yes, if you can put that because she's saying that it was fast and taken off from the screen.
Oh,
If you can share again the declaration.
I'm sorry. Yes, but if you want to ask my opinion, I would be very careful first with J, making sure your swimmers accomplish it and put their shoulders up, and they make sure they complete the somersault. So be very, very careful, and more for you have double. So make sure both of your future swimmer perform one somersault and JS position too. My answer would be like this acro is very very like on a measure one. Like if I would be the coach, I would do another position. But again, your goal was not the base marking. Your goal was the declaration, what your initial thing is, what you would declare. If you don't go too much in the, teeny tiny details. Good. Let's move. Next one, acro. Okay, I'm sending you the video. Your time starts. Okay, and please write down the code. It's very famous acro. Many clubs, federations do this acro, so you should know what group it is. If you don't know, small help, it would be group C. And this acro was chosen by the reason. All right, 2 minutes passed, so you can compare if you declare the codes the same way as I did. So in this acro, you declare in the beginning transit or jump on stack from any kind of throw, right? Forwards and cobra, and we have jump bonus finally, and it's not a base mark. If why, and some things to remember, if an acrobatic movement, the future swimmer, after getting on a main formation, remains on it, use table from group B, considering as position 1, first position in the order after takeoff, when future swimmer gets on the support or supports. And remember that if the second formation is head up for the jumping, the crotch of the jumping future swimmer must pass the horizontal invisible line that is on the same level with the top of the head of the second formation future swimmer, and only then connect. Again, this video shows that it's possible to do, because we heard some feedback, oh, who will do it? It's not possible. No, it is possible. We even have videos from the past years. It's possible to do it. Just again, the matter of performing stuff and follow the rules. Yes, I see in the chat. Yes, the codes are correct. Good job. Super. Let's move a little bit. Now we look at the code and we try to say, is it a base mark or no? We will hurry up just a little bit. There are some macros left, and we definitely need to go through them. So your job right now is just to make sure if it's a base mark or no. And if yes, like where you would give a base mark, then the time starts. Okay. Platform, double belly leg, shoulders on palms, plus connection to leg, bamboo. Very difficult acro. So you have like, yeah, like I think 30 more seconds to write down if it's a base mark or no. All right. Yes, like very good acro, very difficult. Everything is almost correct except teeny tiny thing, the rotation, and you are correct. So if I would be the coach, I would declare 90 degrees. Remember that in platforms, you see 90 degrees. Remember the allowances for the platforms. And remember that we start counting it from the maximum height. Rotation may start during the ascent, but the TC will start counting degrees of rotation from the moment construction reaches the maximum height. And for 180, allowance is 45. So if I would be the coach, I would declare it as platform, double belly leg, shoulders on palms with connection to leg, bamboo, then 90 degrees and porpoise. And then we come, we very slowly come to the porpoise question. So in porpoise, Claudia, I think it was your question. It is written in the rules that porpoise must start in pike position on a surface or under the water and finish in bamboo position to be considered as bonus. Note, if coach want to do other position as position 1, future swimmer needs to start in this position or go to it not through the vertical position, i.e. bamboo. So if coach wants to declare box as position 1, bonus porpoise can be declared as porpoise require bamboo to be position 1. All right. Let's go to next one. Next one is base mark or no. So you're going to see the belly leg, you're going to see connection to foot and standing on one leg. And as position 1, they declare needle. So you have like 30 seconds. It's not the hard acro. So I would help you. Concentrate on the positioning, like the construction and type of connection is correct. The question is if it can qualify as needle. You remember the technical controllers need to see what was declared, and after everything else what's happening depends, of course, from the group. Will be base mark or no. All right. All right, yes. So remember we have, I see that you're writing super fast. I'm looking in the chat, great. Yeah, I would concentrate right now on this one, that we have allowance 45 degrees. And remember, in needle especially, we are looking for the leg deviation and torso deviation separately. So if I would be the coach, I would declare sail, which is more or less close to what they perform. That they fall in the end, I know there might be a question, oh, but she falls in the end, but okay, it's a platform. But she performed and they demonstrate everything what was declared. Leave this fall in the end to the judges. Good. And there are 2 left. One of my favorite videos. All right. Good. And I will show you in this acro. You don't have to right now do anything. I will just show you how to declare this acro to remind you how it's supposed to happen. All right? Because again, I saw some mistakes in declaration of this one. So you have two supports, right? The bonus for split jumping, she goes upwards and she rotates and twists around self. So you would declare two supports, group A, upwards, line, T 1.5, but remember T2 would be acceptable as well since the future swimmer passed the 180 degrees allowance. Okay, and split. Bonus for split. Why split is not position 1? Why again we choose this acro? That when we have this kind of acro, as position 1, coach should indicate line or kite or tuck depending on how the acro is performed, because split is considered as takeoff phase. But it has the bonus. Like I also think we can declare T2, not T1.5. But again, it's something that like, oh, for sure they did 1.5. But I think it was clear, so it can be 2. Again, you need to look what your swimmers do stable and then you declare. All right, and before we finish, there's one more acro. And I'm sure you saw this before. This kind of group combined. Why we did so many combined acros today? Because it's very important to remember that in group C, you need to have different construction if you want to repeat group C as second acro. And the goal was to show you how many things else you can do, not just jump on stack, for example. All right, and the declaration here would be two or three or more floats, jump on it. Swimmers floating on a surface connected to each other from any kind of throw. Can be a transit, may remain on the platforms. Then direction would be forward, line, and run as the bonus. Why line? Because when we have acrobatic movement passing through something, remember you declare the first position after they left the formation. So be very, very, very careful with that. Let's come back. I know we are out of time, but I want to answer. You can start writing your questions. I think we can have extra 5 minutes, and I'll show you on the screen the Q&A answer about positions. Okay, while I'm showing you, you can. Okay, here it is. There was a question in Q&A file, which is like I hope everyone saw. Question 44. I have a question about the minimum declaration requirements described in the T macro catalog. I found some conflicting sentences where I don't know what to prevails. On page 9, it is written that clearly shown positions about the height allowance must be declared. However, on the page 15, it is written as an example that a second position doesn't need to be declared if the coach is afraid that the future swimmer won't perform the position before the height allowance. But if the future swimmer would be performing the position above the height allowance, this would be a base mark based on what's written on page 9. So the coach cannot use it as safety. So the answer is from the acro team. On page 9, it talks about the order of the declaration. That means you can skip position 1 and declare position 2 only, or do few positions and choose most expensive. On page 15, we speak about minimum declaration requirements and the swimmer's safety and give an example. In these examples, we are never skipping position 1 and declaring position 2, but instead, because the position 2 can be achieved by a required height, choosing not to declare it, this is okay. So this means that if the coach is not sure the swimmer or swimmers will be able to perform position 2, The coach may not declare it as to not get a base mark, but still perform it so they can continue to get stronger, and maybe eventually they can add it in because they get it in before the requirement, knees or waist. So I think this would be the answer on your question. So you have to differentiate the minimal declaration and allowances and the safety rules, right? What like you're not sure that you can do, and the requirement that you can't skip some positions. All right. Let's see if there are any questions before we finish.
I think we had the one from Chris about the two under support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Let me see.
that was at the beginning of the Zoom.
Okay, it's on the drive. It will be a little bit hard to. Okay, I'm sorry, I want to see it first. Ah, okay. This acro, okay, I don't know if you, I think you know, you can see my screen. Let me try. Okay, this acro is very interesting one. Okay, I think I know what the question is here. I will show you in the catalog how you can declare it. If you give me 1 second, I will open the file. So you go in, oh, sorry, it's hybrids. Yeah, here it is. You go in group C. You go in group C. Let's look what kind of construction we may have. I think the question was about 2 supports plus. Yeah, but definitely you have this video from the video. This would be your construction for sure, because it's exactly what you just show on the video.
It doesn't have the spotter though, right? And that mentions the spotter being required.
Starts as 2 supports stuck after reaching maximum height, which is pushed by one of the supports and is connected, perform action in the air while keeping connection in second support swimmer.
The very top says 2 mini stack plus spotter.
You know what my answer would be for you? I would send this video to World Aquatics, and the whole group will come back to you with a proper code. If you still can use it, like if you're not sure in something, what I always suggest, send it to World Aquatics, ask a question, because the rules are new, and you will get an official answer if you can use that code, or you will have to apply something new. That would be my fast answer for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, I don't see any more questions. Let me scroll.
Claudia asked again
Yes.
about the porpoise. I think, Claudia, if you can turn on the mic, I think you can ask the question. Because if you want to declare the porpoise as a bonus, the bamboo must be your position 1. And you need to go from pike.
Yes, hi, Anastasia.
Hi.
Yes, from pike. So also if I don't stop in bamboo, but I go directly in an arch band position, I have to declare the bamboo.
Yes, because it's written your position 1 must be bamboo.
Must be bamboo. Okay, so have to be bamboo. Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right.
Thank
Okay, there are a few more questions, but I'm sorry, I can't translate.
She's asking about an application that does the declarations But I really don't know if there's an app where you can help.
Um, there is I will skip this question.
Yes.
We have official calculator from World Aquatics, which is free, and that was done by Acrobatic Group. And you can, when it will be, we got the testing version, and I think we tried before. I'm pretty sure it was sent to the federations because we got the feedback, and the new version supposed to be announced, let's say like this. The question about that Sophie asked, I will skip it by personal reasons. And there's
Yes.
the question from Jimena.
Yeah, that's the same that she was asking about that, and Sophia was answering her.
Yeah. So yeah, use the official World Aquatics calculator, and which was done by amazing people, Jessica and Cara, and I think that's super file. And I can tell you even like a spoiler, if you try it before, if you declare something wrong, it will like be in red. So I think this is great. Oh yeah.
Well, I think
There's question about Peracro. Let's do the final
yes.
question.
Okay.
Ok, no sé si me puedas, ¿cómo se dice? Decirlo en inglés, Sonia, para ver si me entienda, porque no sé cómo explicarlo, pero en los cargados en pareja sale que cuando tú declaras una rotación, así sea lift o sea throw, ya no se puede que sea menos de la altura menos de la rodilla. Y el problema es, por ejemplo, para atletas infantiles.
Dame oportunidad, Sophie. Oh,
Ok.
she's asking about the per across when you do a jump or a lift, you cannot do until the knee,
The kneecaps.
the kneecaps in duets.
In duets, you have when it's jump or throw, remember it requires airborne phase. So my first answer, if I understand correctly, like make sure your future swimmer, the flyer, is in the air. If you can't reach like become airborne, better declare lift.
Okay. So I think me and my coach saw a text that said like even if it was a lift, you couldn't do more. How do I say this? You couldn't you couldn't twist more than you could allow. ¿Cómo lo digo?
I
You
think
could have your kneecaps wet.
over-rotate. I
No
think
se podían las rodillas.
you mean over-rotate. Can you over-rotate?
No, you couldn't declare spinnings like to the ankles, to the
Ankles.
to the ankle, yeah. It is that you can have the kneecaps under the water now, but I'm not sure because I have 12 and under athletes, and all the spinnings they do, it's like a spinning till the ankle. It's almost underwater.
I think she's referring when they are doing a lift and then they are rotating or twisting, they have to be before the kneecaps.
Well, that's the rules. Like if
¿Eso
you're
era lo que querías preguntar, Sofía?
Sí, pero para mis atletas infantiles, ya de plano no se va a poder, ¿no?
But
Pues,
you can do the sustained lift with traveling, you can do lift with crashing, you can do lift with flexibility, you can do flexibility and crashing. Like if they can spin, maybe you can find something that you can like do alternative. Like no one requires to do the spins, right? And yeah, I understand why the frustration is coming from because not everyone can achieve. But that's the whole goal of the acro catalog. Like there are plenty of the acros, and remember we are still adding and adding and adding acros. And I think when I don't know when we will have an updated version, there will be, I think, more for the lower level, not the World Aquatics level swimmers, because we got request for that, like what you can do, but you can do sustain with turn, flexibility with turn, head up, head down. There are plenty of stuff. Like you don't have to do the spin. If everyone in the world do spin, it doesn't mean you have to do the spin too. So there are options. Like I'm sure there are options. There are many pair across.
Yeah,
Kara,
thank you so much.
Kara just answered you about developing athletes, so you can check
Hi,
on.
Kara.
Mhm.
My question was more about the spinning definition that I know in Spanish. That normally when I read spinning, it goes to the ankle, but now I know. Thank you for your answer. No?
Wait. Yes, it's important. Don't confuse the spinning from the hybrids.
Yeah, that was what's happening to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much for clearing that.
Yeah, read the rules for acro in the acro catalog. Pair acro in pair acro catalog. It's different from the hybrids. Okay, now I understand where confusion from. Okay. Super.
I think we don't have any more questions, Anastasia. So I appreciate all the help. I hope that everyone enjoys and practice a lot. And for sure, this will be recorded and this will be sending to you for all those who registered. And also you can register on the PanAm Aquatics YouTube place. So you can find all the recordings that have been held through the months. So thank you for everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a nice evening.
Gracias. Bye bye.
Bye.